hang on. Got all cockeyed. Hello there. So, it's Friday. It's also Good Friday. Easter Friday. A bank holiday in the UK. So, I didn't really want to do anything particularly stressful. It's been quite a week at work. In fact, quite a month at work. And last week, what I'd actually thought I might end up doing this Friday was basically finishing off Dyson Sphere Program, but rather unexpectedly, I completed it last week. So that kind of left me with. I mean, I could continue it, but it didn't really seem much point because I've done the main research, and I was saying on the stream, without blueprinting, it's a bit tedious. So something that came out very recently is Dorfromantik. I don't quite know what that means. I don't know if it doesn't mean anything at all. I know this game was built as a game jam game and proved quite popular, and they've decided to release it. It's currently in early access. It's only £7, which I don't know. Maybe is that €10? I don't know offhand. But yeah, so I've been having some fun with it. I'm not good at it. I wouldn't say. I say this is my high score, and that is like properly my high score. Most games I get about 7,000 or so, about half that. So that was one I sort of lucked out on. What I did think I would do is just sort of show you what it calls the rewards. So these are sort of achievements, basically. So there are certain things you can try and do specifically. Some of them you sort of happen organically. I've done quite a lot. I mean, I'm not saying I'm bad at the game as such, but then it's not difficult to be bad at it. Not difficult to be okay at it. But yeah, this rewards thing. So what it's talking about with the rewards is what happens is special tiles appear, and once you've connected to them, they give you a challenge, and you do that challenge to unlock them. So I believe I've sort of unlocked all of them, but then to level up, there are more specific things. So, like for example, here it wants me to close 100 field groups with at least 10 fields in total. So basically, I could either go for that specifically. The previous level was 10, which is why it's on 10 of 100. You could try and do that specifically, but throughout, as you play in the game, you're probably organically going to just build that up. But then there's others like 100 consecutive tiles without connecting any incompatible edges, which is, the last one was 50. It went 25, 50, 100, so I assume it's going to go, I don't know, 200, 500 or something. But this one's quite tough because to do this, basically you end up having to place tiles in places that don't help you. So some of them are quite challenging. As you can see, the landscaper one I appear to have completed totally. Some of them have multiple levels, and it pops up little achievements when you've done them. But what I also thought we might do is... Found a new game? Oh yeah, well, so the classic mode is what's available. Creative mode is coming soon. They have released a beta. I don't know if that has the creative mode, and I don't know what the difference is as such. I suspect it may be, and we'll get into it, but I suspect it may take off the limited tile set, and you can just build forever. But what I thought I might do is just run through the tutorial. I've already actually played it. You get a particular tile for completing it, but it'll let me sort of explain the game if you've never seen it before. So I've already got that one there. I've already done that. But basically, so click and drag left mouse button to move the camera, or WASD keys. So WASD keys all moves around, or you just do left. Oh. Hello, Bratwast and Bert Raid. Hello there. I've never been raided before. So where was I? So so the right button just to rotate the thing, and you can also use Q and E. And then scrolling just takes you in and out. So basically, what it's explaining here, Dorfromantik, you build the hex tiles. So basically, I kind of characterize the game as like it's a board game. Basically, you would you know, you could imagine this as a proper traditional board game, except that there are infinite tiles, which is obviously something you couldn't really do in a real game. And the idea is you connect up the tiles on viable slots, and you have different types of tiles. So these here are fields. That's obviously trees, and then there's like houses and trains and boats. And so, for example, that achievement it was talking about to connect up, not to misalign the tiles. What you're basically doing, so you see it's got grass on that side, so we can line that up with the grass there, and that would fulfill that achievement. But if we lined up the field, it's a mismatched tile because it's not matching up with a piece of grass, so that wouldn't count towards that achievement. And basically, you have to do that 50 times in a row to get that, or the next level of that one. So it's basically telling us we can put that anywhere. Left mouse button. Now, just scroll wheel lets you rotate the tiles around. Right, so what we got here now? So while hovering over an empty slot, use the mouse scroll wheel. I've just done that. Or on the R and the F key, R and F, to rotate the tile. So this way you can form groups of elements like forests or villages, place tiles next to each other, and connect the coloured edges to form a forest spanning at least 5 tiles. So as I've got that lined up there, we're connecting the field, so that's not what it wants me to do. It wants me to line up for the tutorial, to line up the forest. And you can tell what's lined up. What helps you is it goes, highlights it in white, basically. So sometimes it's not easy to tell which is lined up. But there we've got the forest, so it wants a forest spanning 5 tiles. Now you don't have to match them, that's not a requirement, but it gives you more points, basically. So if you line up the correct types of tiles, you get more points, basically. So if we do, so that's 3, and then we'll do that there, that's 4, and then that one's 5. The tile counter in the bottom right shows the amount of tiles in your stack. Once it reaches 0, the session ends. Place 3 tiles to continue. As it says, we've got 95. That's a lot of tiles. But basically, it counts them down as you're going through. And there are ways, it will tell us in a moment, to earn tiles. So we'll just plop this here. That's 3. So the 9 plus, add at least 9 more fields. So what it's telling us with these... Why is it telling me that one when the actual condition is 5 plus houses? I'm not sure if that's a bug, but basically, so you get 2 types of conditions. One is an exact number, and one is more than. So the 5 plus on the houses there is saying connect it to 5 or more houses. The other condition is it's an exact number, and if you go over, or you sort of seal off the group with less, then you fail that condition. Okay, so let's connect that there. And you see it goes green to tell us we're about to complete that. There we go. So I don't know why it's popped this up here. That's possibly a bug. The next one condition is the exactly. Okay, the tile itself has a condition as well. So it's saying to connect it to 3. What I didn't point out though is when you complete the conditions, we'll just stick this in here. To fulfill that condition, you get extra tiles, and that's how you get more and more tiles. The other thing, and I didn't tweak this until I did the tutorial, is you get these flags. It pops up, and in order to, what that means is it wants you to basically close the group, as it says. Now, what it means by that is it wants you to block off all of the tiles. Now, you can do it by connecting like that. But if you're, we can't do it this tiles, but if that had connections to the edges, then that would keep the group going. So if we do that, it blocks off those 2 edges. And then if we do, say, that, it blocks off those 2 edges. And then if we do, say, that, it blocks off those 2 edges. So one of the things you have to balance is closing off groups, fulfilling the requests, and basically not running out of tiles, basically. So you need to be balancing the number of those requests you do with the number of tiles you've got, basically. Now what this is just telling is that some tiles, because of the type, so with the fields and the grass and the houses, you can kind of connect them to almost everything, except there are some exceptions, which is things like these railways and also the rivers. So the rivers can't connect to railways. There is a special train station tile that essentially allows you to connect to a rail and a water. But otherwise, you can't connect to rails and water. Now, we also can't connect these tiles to normal tiles, so I cannot rotate that to match those two. So I'm literally just, able to. I can put it on any of these tiles, yeah, but I can't do it there because you can't connect the two rivers. You can't have two. Well, you can't block off that end basically, and the same with the actual river. So if we put it there, and this is one of the things you have to think strategy-wise, that as I mentioned, there is a special tile that lets you connect railways and rivers. So what I've done there is I've created a situation where the only tile I can put in there is that railway station, and you have to be a bit careful with that. You can look ahead and see. So if I knew there was a railway station coming up, I could obviously, if it was tile number 3, I'd be safe to put that in there. No problems. We'd know that would work. But you can put them in and find that you don't get a station for ages. So you have to be a little careful with that. So what's saying here? Train tracks and river tiles have placement restrictions. Their ends can not lead into different types of tiles. Invalid spots are marked with a red cross as visual help during the tutorial. Yeah, it doesn't show those during the thing, but it does blank them out, basically. So what does it want me to do? So pop that one there. Every time you place a tile, you gain points according to how well it fits to its neighbour's edges. Collect 200 points to complete the tutorial. So again, we've got a condition here. Trees always have plus. They never have an exact number, in my experience. But if we do that, we've connected all of those trees up. And we'll see how many points we get for doing that. Which is 10 for that and 100 for filling the conditions. So that was 110 of the 200 it wants us to get. We could pop a little railway in there. Now again, I've created a situation where I can only put in train stations now. So that's bad, basically. Okay, so if we do that, we'll get 10 for connecting the correct type of edge. And a few more for doing that. Railways, as you see here, some of them have these little trains on. These have boats sometimes as well. So we'll just stick this over here. Oh, I didn't notice that. Didn't notice that was there. I should have connected to that. And then, so that's our thing here. I mean, we can just slap down tiles and eventually we'll get 200. It sort of doesn't matter, but I say, really in the game, if you're going for high scores, you want to be fulfilling conditions, basically. You completed the tutorial. Congratulations, you unlocked your first special tile, the windmill. It might show up in the task stack in your next session. Now, I already did that, so this is more just to run it through. I don't actually know how you do raids. Whoever that was, they've gone anyway, but I assume it's something you can do in the stream deck, but whatever. Right, so immediately it has presented me with a situation where I cannot. So this one here, where is it? 100 perfect placements. So it's not on that list. So let's have a look at the rewards here. So, and this is one of the things with the game. It's sometimes, I think I don't know how random the tile set list is. I suspect it's literally random. And so, for example, it's given us this situation here where we've got the 100 consecutive tiles without connecting any incompatible edges, but it's given me a complete grass. It's always a complete grass square to start with. But this I cannot connect without failing that, straight away. It's obviously a streak thing, so I could start the streak from here. But it's I don't know if this is by design or it's something an unintended feature they'll probably work out. But yeah, So I'm just going to play, really. I say it's been quite a heck of a week, really. I find the game quite relaxing, and although there is the thing of, score and doing the achievements, they're all quite fun. And if you fail one, it doesn't, it's like, so what? And if you run out of tiles and, um, you know, end the game, then you just do another one, really. I try to do it, try and make them pretty, more than focus on score. Right then, so we got a railway there. So, I mean, we want one or more, well, 4 or more, sorry. So if we connect that side, then we'll get 3 of those. I put the train there to give me sort of maximum options for putting down railway. We can see there's a sort of a foresty and house tile next. So I could pop that in there and immediately fulfill that condition. In fact, that's probably not a bad option, actually, because it's also... I mean, the other option we could put, we could line up the trees there. That's not too bad. I think I'd rather fulfill that one. I'd usually try and do the early conditions as soon as I can. Eventually, it'll be giving us challenges of like 500 trees and 20 rail lines in a row, and those can be a bit tricky. And I say I have found that it'll give you those, and then and you'll only have you won't even have enough tiles to fulfill the condition, let alone in a row sort of thing. And I think the idea is you're meant to have enough sort of stored up things that you can get enough tiles to do it. But I say sometimes it sort of screws you over a bit, which it's not. I don't care as such. But yeah, it's kind of the random chance element to it. So I've just blocked that off. So I still have 2 options there. What I was thinking is we could plop that in there, and then we've got the option of connecting the trees up, but we also fulfill that condition, and we only need 1 more to fulfill that one. So we want 5 or more houses now. If we block this here, do that. 8 plus. It does this as well sometimes, which again I don't know. It's just a reflection of the randomness. So this is a granary, which is one of the unlockable tiles, and it's given me another granary straight away, which I don't know. It seems a bit odd that it does that. What I'll do is I'll connect the things up so we've got the granaries nice and pretty next to each other. So I've got our first water tile. Okay, so let's plop it here. Give ourselves maximum options with things. I can see we've got a housing tile coming up, so we should be able to fulfill this clock tower's condition. Oh, it's got 9 plus on it though. Okay, so it's quite a big village for this phase of the game. So we can plop that there. Maybe. Just trying to think which would be the most useful way around. I mean, although obviously the tiles are filled in and they do have, the number of houses on them, which is something to look for. It's really the edges of what you sort of most need to pay attention to. So this is tree, house, tree, house, house, house. That's what you're connecting up, basically. Let's put it there. So we get both of those, get a double. I think you get bonus points for doing 2 multiples at once. I'm not 100% sure though. So we have a tricky tile here. We've got one that's railway, river and fields. So we could put it there in the hopes that we'll get enough railway connections to connect that up. Gives us a slight problem with the old river. We could put it there, which is straight away connecting the rail and helping fulfill that condition. Puts 2 sets of rails quite close to each other, and also doesn't help us with the river problem. We could obviously put it here or here. which isn't really connected to that. That's a tricky tile. I think I'll plop it here, actually. So we tick off that box. So we go above 50. So that's quite good. And now we've also got grass houses. So we'll plop this over here, just extend this a bit further. And then we've got this trees one, haven't we? So perhaps if we put it here, maybe. You can these can be as these are, although it's a water tile, you don't have to connect it to water. You can literally just block it in, and it doesn't matter. I think I might put river there. So we've got more houses and a little bit more trees. So we could plop that there. That should give us a better... Actually, that might be a better one. That should give us a better score by sort of finishing off that forest. And we could put it there. No, let's just plop it there. Okay, so 12 fields. Now, if we do that, we obviously fulfill that condition, which is good. Still got options for building the fields for up further. Yeah, I like that. Now we got a bit more. We've got 2 railway tiles. Not very friendly railway tile. That's tricky. That one will definitely fit on there, so I'm not fussed about that one. It's this one here. This locks us into a weird... We need a 3 train tile, or a railway, you know, a station tile would work, but I can't see one of those coming up. Yeah, it's a bit annoying that. What you can do is sort of plan for tiles coming up, as it were. So if we put that there, for example, we would be hoping that we could either connect that or connect all 3 or whatever. If we put this over here and give us some more rail options, I think. Yeah, that'll do. So, so that would allow us to connect that up, and we'd be 1 tile off. I quite like that. What we're ending up having to get here is an ender. So you have ones that are just the end of a railway line. We wouldn't have... I mean, we could also put a railway, you know, station on, but I think we're pretty much... Yeah, we'll do that. And then let's extend some of these houses a bit more. Maybe if we do something like that. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so I got a bit of river. So it wants to be connected to 3. So this is an exact one. That has to be connected to exactly 3. So if we put it there, that gives us the option of extending either way without, you know, hurting our fields too much. We could obviously stick it on there as well. I think here's the way to go. 29 plus houses. So how big is this group? So that's not far off, is it? So if we attach this to here somewhere, we could... Oh, in fact, that fulfills our condition. Yeah, that's good. What we got next? So we've got a bit of railway, so we could stick that on there and finish that off. It gives us a... I was going to say it gives us a problem, but actually I don't think that's too bad, is it? No, that'll do. Okay, so we've got another bit of railway, and in fact all 3 of the upcoming tiles have railway on them. I noticed that one has fields on it, so we can connect those. The 3rd one down has fields on it. The 2nd one would probably work quite well there to bring us back around. Yeah, okay, so we'll plot this one Does it have to be that way around? Tries to do the mental gymnastics. Yeah, that's correct. So we'll then take that one round there, and that one round there. There we go. So this one wants connecting to 7, so we'll have to build that railway up. Oh, I like these tiles. These are all tree tiles. So it's a really good way of building your forest up there. We need to think. Let's plop that there. And let's see now. So it's sometimes worth building, you know, even though we've not got a challenge to do trees, if we just build it up in preparation for getting one, if you see what I mean. There we go. Right, so this still needs 1, and we've got a... Oh no, it won't fit, will it? I thought it might plop on the end there, but that wouldn't work. So if we were to put this on here, where would work best? Probably like that, I think. Yeah. And then we got the option here, you see, of extending like that. What's coming up next? So we got another river tile. So that does that one. So fields are the ones that I feel like worst about not connecting properly because they look ugly. Like, so have I done it anywhere? No, you see, I've been trying to avoid it. These don't look too bad, but these single tile ones, unless you connect them up, I think, you know, that, as it were, or that in particular, looks pretty ugly. Most of the others, just the houses and trees, I think look okay when they're sort of matched singly. So what I might do is I might take a little bit of a risk and just connect that there in the hopes that we get a straight river. We've not got one coming up, but they're relatively common. And also it doesn't matter too much if we don't get one for a while. So I'll plop that on there. We'll try and extend this forest a bit, I think. Now, how do I want to do that? I could do something like that. I like to put these on and try and give myself as many tree connection options as possible. Because I could connect it like that, you know, and it blocks 2 off. If I do that, it gives me 2 connections to work with. I mean, the other option is I could try and bring some of these in, do an even bigger forest. Yeah, I like that option. So here we go, you see, so 135 trees now, so it's getting quite big numbers already. So if we connect that there, will that work? Yeah, I like that. So it wants connecting to 7 fields, but exactly 7 fields. Now, we can't do that there, obviously, because that connects us to all of those fields. And we don't have any other field sets being built. I could stick it on there and then do a cheeky connection if something wants a big number of fields. But it locks us in a bit with the river again. We would need, you know, a couple of straight files. So I think because we've got a nice space here, we'll put this in here. So this one now requires 18 or more. So, you know, we could connect that there. Given we want to build this up, I think it might be safest doing this because this is obviously another three tiles with maximum field connections. So that's actually helping us out a bit. This one here still needs 7 plus. Oh, that wants, what does that want then? That wants 7, exactly. So we could put that there. That gives us some options for different types of train tiles. We've got one coming up, but it's a combined river and train tile. So plop that in there. Now, so I could connect them, but we're better off connecting these, I would say. How about something like that? Okay, so here's this river river and rail tile, which doesn't fit in there. Now, obviously can't fit it in any of these slots here. What does this look like? Oh, we can't rotate that round. So, probably something like that would be okay. We'll obviously try and connect it there. I don't like that though. It blocks us in a lot, that, with options. So let's put this over here. Which way round though? Let's do it like that. Yeah, that works. So we've got one of our rail tiles that we need. So should we put it there or there? Let's put it there. More trees and then a grass one. So how many do we need? We need 45, so we'll plop that in there. And then maybe if we plop that there. So we've got a tree tile. Now can we use that to connect our 2 bits of forest? That we can, I think. Okay. So I'm thinking of bringing the forest around here to connect all of these up. Very nearly close to doing that one as well. So this needs 9 or more railway bits. Have we got that anywhere? We've got 4. So those are both the same length, aren't they? So we could do that. That gets us closest to kind of all of our goals. What about extending this? Because I haven't got any house goals. No. Now, more trees. And can I use that to connect again? I can. That's nice. So that finishes that one and gets us very close to that. I can't use this to connect these though, can I? No. So, what about plopping this over here? There we go. Now, will you let me connect all of the things? No. That's a bit annoying. Okay, let's put this over here somewhere then. Like that. So we need 11 fields still here, so we could plop that in. So more trees, but you won't let me connect all of them up either, will you? Let's put this where? What about there? Yep. Right then, so why didn't we have a little bit of river somewhere else? Got this. So this is our only bit of river. I don't know why it occasionally does that boot noise. I think it's something to do with it thinks you can connect them and then it doesn't, sort of thing. I think I'm tempted to put this over here somewhere and see if eventually I can connect up. Connect up those bits of river maybe at some point. Right then, so we still want 8. So I could plop that in there. And I've got a slot for another house, one over there. 48 houses. Maybe if we put that there. Yeah. So we've got one more field here, which I think would fit in here. If I put that in there let's put it there. And then this should allow us to connect up that as well. It's got another railway tile here. Tempted to send that in that direction. We've got a Y railway tile coming up. Is that any particular use to us? Not really. Yeah, let's do that. And then we've got another single. I think I'll put that there. Yeah. So this railway tile, if we put it here, we can finish, and we also might be able to connect those fields up at not too distant future. Yeah, let's plop that in there. Yeah, it's something to do with, because there's a river and a non-connecty one. I think if you maybe have your cursor over it, when you've, it makes that boop noise, and I'm not 100% sure though. So that would be a good connection there. Because that, we can then connect that up at some point. Right, so a field and some trees. So it's got it there, isn't it? 4 more. So that's in there, I think. We haven't had any flags yet. That's been interesting. I don't know. It does seem to be a bit random whether it gives you a flag or not. So this is quite the tile, this one. And we have another railway next. I mean, if I pop that in there, the next tile's a perfect fit, isn't it? There we go. So that's perfect. Because that seals off those two. So we don't actually have any tree challenges going on. I can't use this. It's another one I can't. I'd quite like to just connect up that little bit of tree there. We do. The only challenge we got is the 11 houses still, and this has only got 1 house on it, so it's sort of a bit of a crap one for doing that. So I think we'll just extend further. Just, I mean, so the single houses I think look quite. I mean, it's not a perfect connection, but I think the single houses look quite good, or just on their own. It's like a house in the woods. But if you do that to the fields, I think it looks nasty. So I try and I won't succeed, but I try and have the fields at least be like these with the two connections. So if we put that there, that's great. Now, how many bits of river? Ooh, so there are 4 there. Okay. Oh, we've got a railway station coming up. A river railway. No, river. I can't remember what it calls them. River railway station or something. So what we could do is we could put that there, and then that river railway station could go in there. And eventually, if we hook up, you don't have to have railway or water connected to them, but it looks quite good if you do. And I could put it in there, Yeah, so I plop that there, and then pop that there. So hopefully we'll get a bit of railway that will allow us to connect up this bit of railway to it. I mean, I also don't have one coming up. We've got a bit of straight rail coming up, but there you go. Now, can I connect these up? Yeah, there we go. That's good. It's a bit of straight rail, so we could plop it on there, or over here, or over here. I haven't got any railway coming up, but we have got another bit of river. Lake, rather. plot that there. Oh, it wants connecting to 13, okay. So if I put that there, then I'm kind of condemning myself to having to have something that has to have those two edges, which obviously I can't see coming up. Put it there. I can still connect to railway at that point. And that wants 2 more. Yeah, this wants 2 more. So if I connected that there, then we would have the option of finishing that by connecting those 2 up, or I can always extend here. Yeah, let's go with that. Now, this is a proper house tile. This will help us with our goal over here. Let's connect it there to give us maximum options. A bit more field, which we'll put over here, I think. Yeah. So we still haven't got any flags. Now what about this? Let's go with... Or shall I extend this a bit more? Yeah, let's do a bit more there. This is a bit of greenery, so I could just stick that in there, but let's put it over here. So, trees and a field, and then a river. That river will collect that, so that'll be good. Now, if we put this here, it extends the trees and also gives us options with fields. Yeah, I like that. And as I say, this should fit here. Yeah, there we go. So that finishes that condition. Ooh, we might be able to. There you go. Although that's a lake tile, isn't it? So it doesn't matter if I put railway there instead. Yeah, okay. Right, so extend the forest even further. I say we only have literally a couple of... Ah, here we go, 17 tiles. So let's plop that in there. And then this one next on the end there. So that's cool. Now, so still I can't see any flags unless I've missed them. Let's just let's... Right, this bit of rail. So this rail coming up, we don't have any rail challenges, so what's that? That's one missing a gap, isn't it? So it could go there or there. In fact, I think that fit just about anywhere, that rail tile. That's quite a good one. Let's plop this over here. Yeah, let's put it that way around. So we've got field options still. As I say, this is a good rail tile, so this will fit anywhere, really, without causing us too many problems. That's not too bad, is it? Yeah, let's do that. All right, 19 houses. Have I got anywhere with roughly 19 houses? What about... Oh, no, I can't. That's a rail... I don't think I have. There's a few clustered around here, so we could try and connect some of these up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 7 existing houses. So we need 9. Okay. I can always block them off just to get the exact number we need. Let's try and get ourselves a through line here. So, 2 bits of railway. What's that one? That's it could be a little bit tricky, that one. So that's, if I was to put that over here somewhere, then that would take it back again. Just mentally trying to insert that into the gap and see if it works. So it doesn't, does it? So I was hoping we might be able to turn that rail round again. So if that is that way there, no, because it would connect to the grass rather than the river. So that's a bit inconvenient. Now what we could do though is think about it the other way around. So if that's that bit of river there and it connects those two, then no, that doesn't work either because that railway would have to go into the grass. Okay. I find the combined rail and water tiles to be like the most difficult to place because of the restriction that you can't connect anything other than water and rail. They're quite tricky. Now what we could do, we could put it here. No, we couldn't because it would need to connect to that. Could go there. No, it couldn't because of the grass. We may well end up connecting it on the end there. Which would probably not help us very much at all. Okay. In that case, let's preempt that maybe with a tile like that. So we can maybe connect some kind of railway up later on. Oh, I could do that actually. Right, 35 or more fields. Now, have either of these got... So that hasn't. What about you? Have you got? You have... Oh. Okay. I can see we got the tree one coming up, so that might... Trouble is this railway here could screw us on that front. But that's got 3 tiles, so this is... So it's not enough. But how many is it? It's not telling me. I think I might have to connect this over here somewhere. And sort of build this up. Let's put it... Oops. Let's put it here. Somewhere. Yeah. Right, so a bit of river coming up, which fits perfectly there. Yeah, I like that. Now, can't forget. I often forget about the ones that it doesn't help you with. Oh, so this one's connecting to exactly 11 fields. That's pretty inconvenient of you. So, I guess we have to start a new field group, don't we? Yeah, let's do that then. Trees and fields. I think if we put this here, we've got... No, let's connect this up. So we can maybe connect this around at some point. So more trees, but no actual tree challenges. Oh, finally got one of them. Okay. Now where was that? It's over here. Here we go. So I think it's more important for us to finish this off rather than worry about the tile thing. So we could put it in there, actually. Yeah. It's just these come up relatively rarely. Let's put it in there because we've got a nice... Oh, I'm forgetting it's this that's the one we're trying to extend, isn't it? Let's do that. Do that for if and when we get a challenge that works for us. Okay, so we got 4 houses, but a bit of river as well. That's not very helpful of you. Because then we got a nice field that should work there, I think. Or here. Oh no, it's this one that I need to extend. Okay. Let's plop this here. Or there? No, let's go here. Right, so does this help me? Because that's a plus, isn't it? So maybe it'd be better to do that and that. Yeah. Put one there, so we need 3 or more houses there. So, we connect that, we obviously fulfill that request there, is what I'm thinking. Yeah. Now you need 14 and you need 5 still, okay. Let's pop you there. River and then a grassy one, okay. So how does this work over here? That's quite pretty as well, isn't it? You can create some like areas of islands, and it looks really cool sometimes. It's kind of why I suspect I'll probably love this game even more when the sandbox mode gets added. Because I do like doing the challenges, but I'd quite like to just build a gigantic, really pretty thing rather than have some things that don't look so good just because I needed the tiles or whatever. I'd like to try and add this to this, but yeah, that's okay. So, fields and trees. So if I put that there, will that enable me to connect? Because I'm just looking, we got this 3 here, and this needs 4. If I put it there, that's guaranteed, isn't it? Because I can always connect those 3. Yeah, let's do that. And then we need some sort of something over here. We haven't actually had any trains yet, have we? Have we? Or is that a train over there? Oh no, that's the houses. Chuffing away. Still need to do this, but we're not getting very many house tiles. Right, so this is the 3er. Finish this off. Bing. Take a slurp of water. Oh, we finally got a flag as well. So I always like to look at the flags to make sure I understand what I need to do. And basically, this is all sealed off, apart from these 2 bits. So basically, we can do that, no problem. Or would that be a bit prettier? That's a bit prettier, isn't it? So we can just slap a normal field in there, or anything. But as I say, I quite like to finish them off. And we can leave that. We're not desperate for tiles, so we can see what we get. Now, our next field one is over here. So if I connect that there, and then this one maybe here. So if that needs 8, then 1, 2, 3, 4. We would still need some more, even if this is like a 3er. Right, forest. Forest. Yeah, let's plop that in there. And then another forest. And another forest. Cool. Right then. A straight piece of rail that wants connecting to 7 other straight pieces of rail. That's obviously one off, but what I was hoping to do was to connect these up, and if I did that, it would fail that condition. So that's not a very good option. That's only 2 off, and that doesn't work, doesn't it? Okay, so okay, 490 should be, yeah, okay, that works. How we have 20, 67, and 93. Okay. 6. I don't think I can do that, can I? Because I've got, yeah. So we need to start a new river. We have this nice bit of greenery over here. I still can't fulfill that, can I? It's been there for ages, that one. Let's try plopping that. I could always stick it over here and wind it round, but I don't like doing that because inevitably it will give us that connection. Yeah, let's just plop it in here because we've got a field coming up. But I don't think it helps us too much with this, does it now? That might work. Probably better off using it for this though. Like that. Yeah, there we go. Another bit of grass. It's giving me a lot of grass tiles. Let's see. Got this big empty space over here. I could just fill that in. Of course, I've got that tile as well. I was sneakily hoping we might get some houses that would connect us up across there, but unless that's what they would do. 1, 2, 3. I think they will actually, won't they? That's good. Okay, so let's plop this in here, and then so we're still 8 short. Wasn't there? Oh yes, there we go. Do the flag. The flag also gives you tiles. I say that was one of the things I didn't understand until sort of a bit late. That the flags also get. I knew they give you points, but I didn't know they give you flags, give you tiles as well. Right. So can we use this to connect over here? Yes, we can. Lovely. Some perfects as well. Nice. Right, so we have a 2-train ode here. So that's quite good, because if we did end up getting one of those, ender tiles, and this is quite a good tile to connect to, so that's a good one there. Another grass tile. Okay. I haven't got any other flags, have I? No flags. Right. Let's plop that in there, I guess. Another perfect. Now, where was... there's this other river. Okay, so... yeah. So we try and... either side's good, I guess. Right, so if we get our field a bit... oh, no, I can't. Oh, I can. No, I've still got an empty... sorry, an open side there. Limits us a bit, though. I'm not so keen on that. If we put that there... yeah, that'll do. Right then, so... 13 tiles. I mean, obviously we can plop it there and fulfill that. Is this 13? Oh, it's not far off, is it? So So I got a single field coming up, which I can connect those up. Doesn't quite fulfill. 1, 2, 3, 4. That might actually fulfill that request over there. Okay. But then I've got another railway that is a sharp bend, which would connect there. So I've put this here, then I'm committed to doing quite a long railway over here. If I stick it here, or I guess there, then it's almost finished itself. I think I prefer putting it over here because it's closer to our big forest. So there's the vague possibility we might be able to connect the two up. Plus we get the task for that, so that's good. Now does that... Oh, it doesn't. Oh, I've already connected them up, haven't I? Okay. Let's plop you there. Give ourselves some more tile options. Now... I don't want to connect it here because that gives us a river problem. Don't want to connect it here because that gives us a train problem. Can't connect it there. Could there... Well, that's the same one I was talking about. If we put it here, we've already got river and train problems over here. Let's put it there. It's quite a nice snaky path as well. Right, so... maybe there. Or there? Let's put it there. So we're not going too near our rail and river. And then... do that there, I think. So, which was our... There we go, housing challenge. If I connect that, obviously we get an ugly field. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then if we were to connect them... Yeah. I'll plop that in there. So I don't like the half-connected fields, but... sometimes there's a necessity there. Right, let's plop that there. Okay, so a field and a rail, and then a field and some more houses. Would those houses allow us to connect over here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think it would, wouldn't it? So we'd be quite close over there. Now, where was our rail challenge over here? Okay. Yeah, well, that's because we've got the fields kicking about as well. Now, as I say, does this sort us out? Okay, that's quite convenient. Oh, another railway. Now, I'm kind of amazed it hasn't given us any bits of railway. Any trains. Or boats, in fact. I've not had any boats yet. Right. I mean, I could put it there, obviously. Fill that gap. We've got, you see, we've got a like a T-shirt coming up in a couple, which we could also stick on the end. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that there. I'm slightly aware that we're a few tiles away from finishing any of our objectives, and we're down to 44 tiles. Let's put that there. Now this should help us finish this. Yeah, there we go. So get that one there for 5. of yeah, 5 tiles. Plop that in there to get us closer to the rail, because we've got another straight rail, which will easily fit on the end. The tricky bit is going to be this bit of river. Oh, I could plop it on here, couldn't I? Yeah, I quite like making the islands, because like these here, like I think it looks really good when you make those islands. Not keen on when it joins up these, these pond squares. Although you can make great big lakes, which does look cool, but I think you have to be a lot better player than me to do that. Right, so we're going to plop this here, weren't we? Yeah, so just 2 tiles off there. Houses, and 4 houses. Excellent. Let's pop that. Oh. Yeah, I can't connect them. Let's put it there. Let's get that finished. Oh, we've got a flag as well. Okay. Okay. So we really need to be finishing this as well. Oh, I finally got a train. Okay. Train with 15. So that needs 3 more. Oh, that's the same. But that's both, isn't it? If you put the trains down, I mean, it's not the wrong way around, but if you put them down so that they can't progress, they'll just sit there. But if you put them down, so that there's a route for them, they'll actually start chugging away, even though it's an open-ended track. There you go. So he starts chugging away. Right, 69 or more. Okay. Obvious place is to put this down over here, isn't it? As that's closest to being done. Right, so we got some more field tiles, but we have no field challenges going on. Do we? No. Okay, so let's think about this. It's a bit of an ugly corner of the map, to be honest with you. Let's put that in there. And then I think maybe this one here. We just need to block that off. Right. We've got a straight river coming up. Yeah, that works. And so if we plop this, say, yeah, let's plop that there. Oh, yeah. What have I done wrong there? Oh, I put it on the wrong side, didn't I? That house is what I needed to block off. Right. So, bit of straight river. Now, where do I want to put that? And a bit of straight rail, which should finish us off over there. Coming up. I think if we put this here, it gives us the most sort of options, really. And then put the bit of straight rail over here. Do I just want to extend that, maybe? Yeah, let's do that. 38 tiles exactly. Have I got anywhere with 38 tiles? Oh, that's blocked off anyway. 38 tiles exactly. No, but well, you do have one with 37 tiles. That's interesting. Oh, that's quite a good slot. In which case... Oh no, I can't. Can't connect them. Tempted to put it here because it helps us with the houses as well. Yeah, let's pop that in there. Right, back to trees, back to trees. Put that there. 21 plus. How long are these? So that's 13. It's only 7. I'm thinking about putting this over here because it sort of helps us get away from, you know, because we could end up trapping ourselves in. So if we do that, and just fingers crossed we get a couple more bits of railway, because I see there's a Y bend coming up, which we could probably pop on there. Now, that only requires 1 more tile, and we have 2, so we can't use it to do that. So how about we plug this gap here, perhaps. Yeah. Right, so where was that Y bend? There we go. So let's pop that in there. Ah, single field, okay. Now we need to connect that. We could do that, and then there's options for a few more fields if there's another challenge. Ah, and we've got an ender rail coming up as well. That's good. Oh, it isn't though, because I filled that in, didn't I? Right, so that's that challenge done. Are you gonna? I thought it might pop up a flag, but it did not. Right, so we have a single piece of rail. Might be most useful to do it there, because that then just means we're just continuing out there. We obviously have this here, which we could finish off. This is quite a good tile to put anywhere, really. I think I'm going to put it there, because that finishes that. I usually like to try and finish off the rails, like make them complete rails once they've got at least 1 train on them. They look a bit weird without any trains on them, to me. I mean, you can do it. I mean, if you know, I could have put. I mean, obviously, you don't have the option, but that end rail, you know, you can have it just stuck to a station, and you know, if you're maximising points, I guess, you know, you're looking to do more of that sort of stuff. Let's finish that off, and then see if we can't. Oh, that one's connecting to. Okay. Forests. Okay. Yeah, let's gamble with that. 16 fields. Okay. What's this here? That might be an option. Yeah, let's do it over here then. Still haven't finished that off, have I? And then extend our Giganto Forest. We've got some houses coming up, finally. So I can do a bit more over here. Yeah, let's do that. And then we've got 3 more here. Yeah, let's do that. And then we're back to fields. So we want fields over here. Got a bit of river coming up as well. Not massively keen to put that on the end of these because we would need a sharp bend and a straight. Oh, we've got a sharp bend there though. Fields aren't going to be connected though, are they? If I put that there, yeah. So we then do that, This is the only, yeah, it's the only river challenge I've got going on, isn't it? Okay, so I've got 10 still needed there. So plop that in, and then we'll plop this curving back or curving away. Let's curve it back. Now this one's 8 more fields. That might be quite a good, yeah, good thing to plop in there. Now, trees. Trees, trees, trees. Tempted to actually just finish that off. Is that right? Is that the right tile now? Yeah, there we go. Because we think about having a fairly big forest there, I guess. Right. Is that our last flag? I don't think we had any other flags, did we? No, I can't see any. Right, so that gets us 2 more on there. And then that's, in fact, we might be able to. No, I can't connect them up, can I? Let's do that. And then this will fulfill our house challenge. Do it there. That's good. Is that our only? That's our only house challenge. So we can probably put some stuff in there. Let's put it there. Right, so another bit of field. Should we just plop that in there? That'll do. Right. So we've got bits of river coming up. This pond tile will obviously help fill that in there. So the question is whether we want to loop the river back in or have it go out this way. I mean, I could, you know, do something like that, or, you know, something like that maybe. But if I do that, then that pond will connect them all up. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. Right, so we have a windmill coming up, so that'll be another challenge, I imagine. Could I put that there, maybe? No. Bit of a gamble. Because, you know, I mean, you can obviously put the railway anywhere. You don't have to connect them directly. Just that gets us 1 more bit of field. And I think this windmill might then fulfill the challenge. Not quite. So it's 3, so it needs 1 more. So we can pop that in. And while the next tile doesn't help us, that one we can use to finish that off. So pop it on there. So I've put that there. So I can't use that one because it exceeds the number. But shame we haven't got a flag over here, because that would be perfect. Right, so set it on over here instead, maybe. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so did we have any house challenges? No. We do, however, have the possibility of finishing this one. Yeah. Right, bit of railway. Yeah, I don't like any of them. That's not a bad option. And then we got a bend that might help us. Oh, we finally got a boat coming up as well. Yeah. 20 tiles. Okay, is that Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's even perfecter. Again, if you point the boats in the wrong direction, as it were, they just sit there. But if they've got somewhere to go, they will follow the river. There we go. So I do like them chugging around. And say, I don't know if you can hear that. Game audio is not particularly high, but there's chugging little noise there. And then the railways, the trains do have like a chuffing. You hear that? Chuffer chuffer. I say I think I will adore the free play mode for this eventually when it eventually not free play, the whatever they're going to call it, the the build whatever mode. Let's plot that there. I bet this next one's got a no challenge. Okay, bit surprised by that, to be honest with you, because we haven't got any house challenges going on. Okay. Now, we do have field challenges. Let's pop that up there to give us maximum options. How are we doing then? So, that's all a bit rubbish, isn't it? Didn't we have a... If we put it there, I could put it that way around, I guess. So if we say put that there, we got unfortunately to find a piece that has one of those Y junctions, and it doesn't pop them up too often. If we do it the other way around, we have more options, but we are condemning ourselves to needing a train tile if we do it that way around. I can always put it there, but again we would need a 3-rail piece, which are relatively rare. This means we've got some options for higgledy-piggledy water. I mean, I could of course stick it over here to help us with this, but then we're into strange train options, and none of these, really help us with. Oh, you could do that. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. Now I thought we had a field challenge going on. Again, I'd rather be extending that, I think, but this helps us down here. And then we got another bit of field coming up, and we don't have any house challenges, so we can plop this in here. Maybe try and connect that one little house over there, or maybe that'll just be a hermit in the woods. No, I like that. Let's put that in there. Well, that maximises our options. And then back to river again. Yeah, let's pop that in there. Back to fields again. This is usually in the game where I start to lose the plot a bit, in the sense that I forget about a lot. Because we've got tree challenges. When was the last time we got a tree tile? I can't remember, but if that suddenly pops up, because it's been so long, I'll have probably forgotten that we've got them going on. I say, how people get these gigantic scores, I guess it's got better memories, basically. but yeah, it can get a bit challenging if that's what you're trying to do. Right, so if we pop that, say, there, quite keen to get this really, moving, because if you think about it, we need 29 more fields, and we've only got 42 tiles, so they're not all going to have fields on them. So we kind of need to make sure we're adding to the fields as much as we can. Because our other challenges are quite a lot. I mean, there's the trees, but 7 bits of rail is quite a lot, especially since I probably need a straight rail there. 14 is quite a lot. We've got no flags, have we? Excuse me. No, we've got no flags. So yeah, we're kind of hoping we'll get some trees, basically. Let's try and add this to the fields as well. I can always pop it there and then we'll see what we get. No, let's pop it there. Right, so does this help us with the river? Yeah, that's not too bad. Another boat, so we've already got a boat on that one, so we might as well plop this in here. Is that the most sensible place for it? Or would we be better doing something like that or that? Let's do that. There we go. Oh, we got a river rail coming up. Ah, trees. Trees, trees, trees. Okay. Let's do the house as well. Put that in there. More trees. Excellent. And now our river railway. I mean, we're going to have this whole mess over here that it could help us out a bit with. Yeah, I quite like putting that there. Right then, one more field. Put that there, maybe. Think probably better maybe there. Right, so can we do something? Ah, no. No, that's not too bad, is it? It's got a straight rail coming up, which we needed there. And then more trees, so might be able to do those. But also, of course, we've got our mess over here. Right, I think we'll do this here. Let's do it there. That one there. And then trees. I don't think this will fulfill there. No. Challenge. Is that right? There we go. And a Y river works there. Put that there. Now, did we have a... We did. We had a field challenge running. Let's plot that out there. To give us the most connections. We've got one more field. Which you can pop on there. 3 houses. No house challenges. No flags I can see. Should we just plop this in here? Maybe? Or... yeah, let's do something like that. Trees, trees, trees. Can I get both up? Or are you going to be a bit of a pain? You're going to be a bit of a pain, aren't you? Do that, but then I'm blocking off that field. I think let's pop it that way around. Where's our... there we go. Here are our river challenges. So I guess we'll just extend that a bit. Got another one coming up. And then fields. Maybe that. Oh, that works. That's quite good. Can always put it there, but I quite like that. We've got a Y shape coming up, which you can stick on the end, but not. We wouldn't be able to put that there. Okay, let's put that there and that there. And then more houses. Like so. Now, no rail challenges if we know. Let's do that. Because we've got straight rail coming up, which we can finally use over here. More houses. Let's have a think. So we got 2 bits of rail. Will both of those work? Yeah, we can pop both of those in there, or I guess up there. Yeah, okay. So pop that there, and perhaps that there. Yeah, okay. Let's see about these fields. Okay. And there. That connects those up. We still have options for. We've got 1 option. Oh, that'll work. That gives us 2. Right, so a bit of pond. Yeah, let's go with that one there. I suspect this may be getting close to where we run out of tiles. So put that one there. I mean, it's a house tile mostly, but let's put it in here. Actually, let's put it there. Right, more river. Right. Are you? No, you're not going to let me finish this tree challenge, are you? Okay. No. Right. Where was that railway? There we go. So that just needs 1 more, but I can't see any coming up. This should fit on here. Yep. Okay, so if we put that there, we could try, because we got another 3, try linking some of these up. Like so. Ah, here we go. This helps. Yes, there we go. Excellent. Now you need 142 more trees. Now have you got? No, you've. I was hoping that might have a challenge on it for houses, but nope. Might be better to build up a bit of another area with houses, because that's quite a big chunk. So if we start building houses somewhere else, because this is closed off, isn't it? Yeah. I think if we add it to this, it gives us a few more options if we get a smaller challenge. Right. So if we do that, 10 bits of rail. Have I got anything with 10 bits of rail? No, I have not. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. So I could ignore that challenge and it would get us, it would complete that one. But I have noticed that we've got an end rail there. And of course we've got two ends to this. Does it have a train on it? No, it doesn't have a train on it yet either, does it? Have I got any other sort of random bits of railway I could stick this to? I mean, we've got this, which I doubt I would end up connecting that. Trouble is, it's a bit of field, and I would quite like to try and finish this off because it's still quite a lot needed. We do that. Let me see about that. Because that gets us a few more tiles. Still no housing challenges. Let's build this up still. Ah, forest. Here we go. Gets us a bit closer to that. Another field. Can I use it to connect anything? I don't think I can I? No. Okay. Right. Is this... yeah, let's continue this that way. So we're just 2 off on that. River. Which one to go for? I think that one. Yeah. 5 more. Might just do this challenge. Put that there. Another single river. Let's plot that there. I'm a bit loath to have both random rail and random water, but we are very close to finishing that challenge. And we're not likely to get that many more fields. Let's plop it in. Have a risk. 36 tiles, crikey. So that would be require 9 more. Oh, that fulfills that as well. We could pop that in there. Excellent, excellent. 2 more fields. Okay, so that's 1. If I do that, then maximizes our chances. This isn't going to fulfill the request, but gets us a bit closer. We have a random grass tile. there. Get ourselves some perfects. So this should fulfill our quest. Awesome. Now. Let's put that there. It didn't pop up a flag, did it, at all on this? No. But we could put that in there. Right, so another bit of grass. Let's put that there. $847 trees. Okay. T-junction for river. So ideally extend that up there, I guess. But where do I want to pop it? That's quite good. Finishes off those fields. And then we don't have any field challenges running. But we could just stick that in there. Just do that. More trees, more trees. Excellent. And then, again, no field challenges. Tempted to try and build up a bit of an area of more fields in case we get a lower number challenge going on. Now, railway. So we've got another, yeah, that would work. Because we get another bit of rail there that should fit on and fulfill that challenge. Again, another bit of field that we don't really need. Let's get a few points out of it. Oh no, it's okay. I was worried that because that wants to be connected to 35 or more bits of rail. I can't do that, can I? Anywhere else? No. So this is closest anyway, and also fulfills our challenge. Unfortunately, we need a T. Oh, well, no, we can't use that because it'll kill the challenge. But we need a T piece to continue that. How about we work on our mess with these next few pieces of rail? Yeah, let's pop that in there. Yeah, this is just a real mess, isn't it? Oh, I didn't look at. Okay. I didn't look at the number. I wasn't paying attention to that. Okay, that might be interesting. Yeah, this is going to be. Yeah. Right, so we can pop this up here. kind of fulfill this. Excellent. More trees. This might actually fulfill... How many's on there? Not quite enough. It's got a bit of field in it. Can I do anything with that? No. Let's pop you there. And... trees. Excellent. 25 bits of rail. Okay. Is that 9? 24. Oh, I can't connect it there. So what do we have? This was... Let's not connect it there, because that's just stacking up troubles. That's annoying. Okay, let's plop her here. We'll just have to hope we get a whole load of rail, really. Where was that bit of... was it this? Yeah, here we go. A bit of housing I was building up. And then 3 are there, maybe. Because we haven't got any house challenges, have we? No. It's all rail and river. Ah, right. Now this could help us with both our rail and river situations. Because that'll allow, if I say pop it there, it'll allow me to take the rail out of this area. Because I'm sort of, unfortunately, winding myself up to have like tracked railways, basically. I'm looking at, we've got a bit of straight rail coming up though. I mean, I'm going to need another one there as well. You know, I've made a bit of a mess of this area. Yeah, if we put it there and hope we get appropriate rail lines, but we can take that out, so it gives us more options for extending. You know, to hit that if we can connect this up. I think given we've only got 6 tiles left, that seems a bit unlikely, but we'll see what we see. There we go. And no field challenges. Let's just take that into there. I kind of think we're probably done, to be honest with you. So I'm sort of thinking maybe about trying to polish some of these off so that we can at least get a few points. So maybe pop that in there. Yeah, I think we're about to end. Quite a good time actually, because it's nearly 6 o'clock. Nearly 5 o'clock rather. 6 o'clock. Our river that we do want to extend, if we could, is up here. Let's just plop that on then. Houses. Yeah, there's no way for me to finish my remaining challenges. Oh, unless we happen to have a woods of 24 fields, which I very, very much doubt. But you never know. No. 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 Okay. Where can I plop this in? Let's plop it in somewhere over here. There we go. Game over. So there we go. 10,000. That's not too bad for me. Let's have a look at our achievements, or rather rewards. See if we got any further with any of them. So I think I only had 10, didn't I? So I've done one of those. 100 perfect placements. We had quite a few perfects, so I got a few up there. I'm guessing maybe that was the highest in this, because that was quite a big forest we had going. Yeah, so I'm nowhere near that. 20 sessions. I mean, that'd be a massive train route, 50 bits of track. What body? 80 tile segments, crikey. This one, what I usually like to do with the puzzler is try and do that from the beginning. So, you know, if it gives me the chance to do the consecutive placements just in a row, not worrying too much about, sustainability of it. But 100 is, I mean, that's two full complete sets of tiles. So, and this has got higher levels on it. I'm not actually sure. I mean, it must be possible. They wouldn't have set it if it wasn't. But I mean, to place all of those consecutively, crikey. 200 house village, crikey. Okay. Right. So there we go. So I'll just hit the try again. So the other thing, I mean, it's very, very pretty, the game, and this is actually like one of the challenges unlocks a sort of a slightly different version of the tile sets, and it does these like lavender fields. But yeah, I think it's very, very pretty. I mean, it's very toy box, very how to put it? Obviously very artificial, but it's also, I mean, you can well imagine an actual board game, like a physical board game, being this same idea that you plop down the tiles, to match and score and all that sort of stuff. But obviously, in theory, I guess you could go on infinitely. I don't know if there is a maximum set of tiles that you can place. Maybe, but yeah, I guess in theory you could go infinitely, which of course you couldn't do with a real board game. But yeah, it's good fun. That I've been playing the game almost since it launched, basically every day. It's quite a good game to fit in, like after work. And obviously I've played through a single map, but it auto saves all the time, so you can just quit out anytime you want. So it's good to jump in and do sort of half an hour or an hour, have a bit of fun. I think this other mode, the creative mode, I think that may be my jam. Just the option to, even if it still does random tiles, the fact that, I mean, I would think it just doesn't have a limit, so it just keeps going, and so even if it's random, the fact that you can build up a nice, like complete village, as it were, complete, I guess, county or country or something. I think it's probably going to be better for me. As you see, this 13,000, that's way. I rarely get above 10,000, basically. I say I don't like having to compromise the things, and I'm sure if you're a lot more expert, you probably don't have to do it as much. But I have to do it quite a lot to finish groups and stuff like that. But yeah, so really fun game. I would recommend it. It's in early access on Steam. It's only £7, I think it was, or £8 in the UK, which I guess is €10, somewhere around there. And yeah, as I say, if building and not management as such, but toy box, sandbox building is kind of your jam, then it's well worth checking out. And without it being, it's not like Factorio where you've got to reach a goal and all that sort of stuff. So it's sort of a nice sort of relaxing, chill version of that. So I'm going to end the stream there. I stream every Friday from 3 till 5. And I need to come up with a new series. I think I'm going to do Satisfactory, which is a game I played when it first launched, but I haven't really played since. And they recently released Update 4, so I suspect I'll be playing that. And by the time I get high up, I suspect Update 5 may be launching. Whether I play it just on Fridays or play it, myself or during the week, I don't know. I certainly wouldn't be at the moment because I've got so much work on. But yeah, so the other series I stream is Factorio. Factorio is my favourite game of all time. My intention is to always be streaming at weekends. Currently, I'm attempting to build a mega base. I've about 16,000 hours in Factorio, but I have never made what I would classify as a mega base. So that's my kind of goal. I stream that 3 till 6 British summertime now, because we've gone into daylight savings, every Saturday and Sunday. So if you wanted to join me to watch that, then you'd be more than welcome. You can find me as well on YouTube. I just noticed so at the top, where's my cursor? Top left here is mine, but it's disappeared behind the icon. Or, because of the icon. But it's Trismegistus is my username. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, all under that same username. I archive the streams I do to YouTube every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you can catch up there. So if you have been watching, thanks for joining me. And I say, hopefully you'll want to catch up with the Factorio streams at the weekend. Thanks for watching. Cheers.